Hey guys, here is a look at this charm square quilt I'm quilting with some borders on it. This is by the same girl that made the double gauze quilt that I just posted about, Angelique here in Austin. And so all of these are about 5-inch squares that are cut up and sewn back together again. And I don't know if you can see there, I'm kind of doing an orange peel design by tracing. It's custom free motion by tracing the charm squares that are there. So I thought I would show you a little example of how I do that. Here actually I have this sketch. If you bounce, maybe that's too small to see. Let me grab my pencil. If you start and go over, up, down, across, then the next return trip you can bounce along the bottom, and then this will be the design that you end up with. So I thought I'd explain that, since once it gets up here, sometimes it's harder to see what I'm doing. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to go over to here and then bounce up and bounce down and over and so on. Oh, can you show the pattern one more time? You mean this orange peel pattern? Or sometimes it's also called cathedral window? Okay. So now I'm going to go up to here. And I try to stop a little bit at those points, but you don't want to linger too long, just enough to make that a point. I know it's a little blurry, but hopefully you can kind of get a sense of what I'm working on here. And now I'm going to travel back along that bottom edge. And I'm going to try to go slow, because sometimes I speed on this part and will break a thread if I go too fast. So there's that row. And this is definitely something that, you know, you can't try too hard to make the perfect circle. It's not going to be perfect, but it is a good overall effect once it's all in place there. Hopefully you can kind of see that design there. Kind of. It's really bright fabric, so I put the name of that fabric designer in this. He's kind of a legend, really, as far as using color. Kaffe Fassett. So let's see. I'll go ahead and do another row for y'all. Thank you. So I'm bouncing over, up, down, and then over again. And so see, that then completes that, all four sides of that, because I traveled over, then I go down, over, up, and I'm going to continue down this row. And then back to where I started. So here I'll show you this row that I just finished now. Let's see if this looks better without the lens attachment on it. So see, once that's in place, this kind of makes overlapping circles like this. I'll give you a peek at the back. This is that Tula extra wide back, 108 inches, super soft fabric. Let's see if I can get that bird for you. So thanks for checking it out. This is a really fun one to do, and I love charm square quilts, so if you want to try your hand at quilting, you can just throw together some pre-cuts or cut just 5-inch squares of all your fabric and try out this orange peel free motion design. You know, if you were doing it on a domestic machine, it might be easier to do these rows this way by just bouncing down the row and then bouncing back, and then you can flip your quilt and do the same thing in alternate rows that way. So that way you're doing one long chain instead of bouncing around a lot. That's if you want to feed it through a domestic machine rather than quilt it on the long arm. But yeah, let me know if you try this design or like this design, or if you have any questions. And thanks for checking out the quilt today. I might come back when I come and do these borders. I'm just going to piano key them, I think. So I might pop back on when I do that. Thanks a lot.